Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Locum23. Join me for Choices of Stories You Play Weekly Recap, Hospital Edition. Long story short, over the weekend I wanted to do this and a lot of other work. Got to feeling like crap. It built up, and finally yesterday, which was Tuesday, I had to be admitted to the hospital via ambulance as I was having quite a few symptoms, and just an illness got a hold of me and overcame me. But I'm alright. I got to see some doctors, got to see some meds, I got some doctor follow-ups that I gotta do. But I'm doing alright. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. So Crown the Flame, I like the first chapter of book 3. Looks like they've really outdone themselves. They've moved on past Game of the Throne feeling, and they've started to go off script of that. A lot of people, and that was my number one complaint, was Crown of the Flame was like Game of Thrones. It was just predictable as shit. Yeah, they had some unique things, but it pretty much, story for story, it was kind of the same. This is a little different, but kind of the same. I'm glad that they're ahead of Game of Thrones now. Now it's all in Pixelberry's court. Um, Attire being a deciding factor, however. Not really pleased with this. I think, when you have a supreme ruler that, as Leon said, you could take over the world, um, attire is not going to be a deciding factor. No one's going to care about your dress. Okay? You were smart enough, okay, to beat Hex's army, right? The ships and the big weather, the blimps. You were able to take those down. You were able to take the ships down. You were able to take all these forces down with the mediocre little forces we had, like the canoe boats, alone, versus these big armored ones. So we were able to do all that. We then, reverse engineer the blimps. We fly over to this Iron Empire, and we say, hey, we hear we'd like to broker a peace. That is more a deciding factor than a dress. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. I've never looked at a girl and been like, your outfit, you know what? I just can't date you. Your outfit is just atrocious. Unless you're wearing a mustard dress, and everyone knows where that pun is from. No. So moving on. We got jumped, right? We got yelled at because we came in with our weapons. We had no option. Books 2 and 3 had excuse me, 1 and 2 had an option when going into a kingdom to disarm. And we never were given that option with the Iron Empire. Okay? So you're going here, you're brokering a peace, you're meeting on equal terms on peace, a very thin peace, but a peace, and you're not given that option. So, yeah, Pixelberry kind of screwed up on that. I've seen in the past, like Most Wanted, they'll go back and they'll redo a book, and they'll improvise and they'll fix things, as I'm replaying Most Wanted now, and letting everybody experience those new changes when they played it a long time ago, and they themselves haven't enjoyed it. And a lot of people don't understand there is 2 different versions. There's a lot of different improvisations, there's a lot of different storylines, and then also we're doing the diamond choices. So people don't understand that. So if you are a person that hasn't checked out my Most Wanted Diamond Edition, you should really do so. We're about a third to half of the way through. Would probably be done by now if I wasn't having complications. If it ain't the damn hard drive last week and going out, and this week me not feeling good. I mean, I'm trying to hang in there. I'm a little out of it, but, now with the medicine, it's really not helping. The wolf was a show of power. This is my personal opinion. I feel like the wolf was a show of power. Yes, they went out hunting. Yes, the wolf ended up, hurt. Most times you either put the animal down or you leave the animal alone. Oh no, hey, queen of this whole kingdom who has lightning powers, could you please revive this little itty bitty baby wolf? And the time frame in which she left and came back with this wolf is very convenient, very short. And, why would you bring a random baby wolf that means nothing? It's not someone's pet, it's nothing. Why would you bring that wolf to the ruler of a huge, massive kingdom? to revive it. Basically, it's overconfidence. It's overconfidence for them beating Luther. It's overconfidence for them being able to destroy you at any given moment, even though they kind of are underestimating us. That's a good thing. Or are they? Are they lulling us into a false sense of security because they just are like, yeah, oh yeah, let me show you my powers, and then, you know, you never know. Um, Having her show you her power was also her strength and her weakness. We now know that she gets exhausted by bringing something back to life. So if there's someone she cares about, kill that person. Right when she heals him, kill her. Boom, you won. You killed the ruler. So like I said, it is a strength and a weakness. Moving on to Endless Summer. People complaining about Furball. I saw a lot in the group. I got some negative Nancy's, not in our community, but in the Facebook groups. And on the Facebook page, and on the Pixelberry Twitter, and all this, everybody complained about Furball. Furball could have kicked all their asses. Furball was kicking some serious ass. What people don't understand is this is a book about make-believe shit. This isn't Superman and the fact he could lift the sun 1,000 times over and, blah 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 blah. This is you have an animal from the dinosaur era who is able to, summon ice bolts or, hail or whatever and hurl at people, right? He has, as we saw, a weakness. He needs water. So he's using his own internal water or anything that's around him, which he's in a room with no water, and he's using what he has to his disposal to defend you and attack. So people, like even the thing said, oh, he's really exhausted. Furball, he's able to barely keep on. He's barely able to move. He's barely able to this. So we've set off that we had two choices. We either had pour water on him, which sure would have gave him a little spunk back up, but it wouldn't give him much. Or turn on the sprinklers, and now he's got tons of water. And then he was like, I'm ready to kick some serious ass. So I think these people probably poured the water on him, and are like, see, this is stupid. No, you have to realize, we ourselves, the whole group, with Jake and Estella and all these people who were trained in defense, could barely, and you're dealing with superhuman who are vastly stronger, vastly faster than humanoids, taking your group on 2-1. So, minimum 2-1. Let's keep that in mind. When we came out of the room, there was a dozen watchers ascended from the ceiling. We took them out. When we went and we left the room, there was 24 watchers. When we were going and we were going to the roof, there was watchers climbing the side of the buildings. They were overwhelming the place. So there was at least 4 dozen watchers that you all were fighting in a group of 11 to 12 with a little animal, okay? And one of our people had left and only had come back near the end. Okay? So you have to take that into account. Furball did his damnedest. Raj in the Grace decision was really dumb. And not just that, but the Diego. What the hell is the fascination, is the obsession with Diego? The guy killed Diego. The guy kept targeting him after reviving him and, turning back time because of the crystal. Which I think that the gun may run on crystals, and they should really tear apart that gun. I feel like that gun might have a way to refuel. I think the gun, in sending all those watchers back, and sending the whole group back, and itself, fizzled out. Like they said, it started to fizzle, and it didn't work anymore. I think that those rocks that the watchers are using, Rourke had reverse engineered those rocks to basically serve that gun so he could get more uses out of it. Because when you adapt things to technology like that, you can get more efficient and effective uses out of something versus just one and done. Like we had seen with the main character saving Diego the first time. As soon as you save Diego, the rock itself was just boop, it's done. It lost its color, it lost its ability to teleport, it lost it all. Also, that rock had a very short term time travel versus the gun itself was able to go 204 or 240, I forget which one, it was one of the two, days into the future. There was no into the past because I think the problem is we've already gotten so far in the past. I mean, where would you go? Where would you go? Before you came, you would offset the space time. I mean, I don't even want to get into that as a person who pretty much has researched space-time mechanics. That's why this whole book, I was like, this is time travel. This is time travel. Everybody's like, yeah, I think you're on to something. No, really, it was space-time mechanics. And that's something that I myself am really into, especially if we ever travel at faster than light, we have to know the mechanics. You have to, if you send a spaceship without the correct shielding, at the speed of light, they will all be dead in an instant because they will have, in that instant, lived hundreds of thousands of years or whatnot. A little over exaggeration there, but they would have lived their whole entire lifespan in a moment without the correct shielding. Space and time has to be outside of where they're traveling, thus the speed of light. Um, Time traveling and leaving our friends behind really sucked. But maybe, just maybe, and I'm looking at book 2, with them having Diego, Grace, and Raj, if you chose those options, otherwise they at least kept Diego, correct? So maybe Diego being the way he was and the leader's fascination with Diego, maybe, just maybe, Diego in that time, because remember, we had an original ability to be peaceful with them until the jockhead had ran at the blue people, and we had a chance to have a very peaceful, diplomatic talk and things like that. Maybe in the 200 and some days, maybe Diego's been able to talk to them. Maybe Diego's been able to learn their language. Maybe Diego's been able to. I don't think Diego's dead. I think we had our Diego dead moment. I don't think they killed Diego because they would have no reason. I think they're. I think they're smart enough, and we can tell they are vastly smarter than us, especially in tactical combat. So I think they would be smart enough to say we should hang on to Diego, this creature, as in case they come for us. Because they have this weapon that was able to separate watchers through space and time, throw them in the past, throw them in the future. We don't know where some of those watchers went. We just know where we went. So, yeah. I feel like maybe Diego has been able to reach out to these creatures and maybe learn their language. Maybe they learned ours. We may find them and they'd be like, hello. And they'll just state your name and you'll be like, holy shit. Hi. We come in peace. And they hold up Spock's fingers. Anyway. Down on the freshman. The look that James had. I kept calling James. I just noticed, by the way, I kept calling James William because they both look kind of the same, and I do the same accent for both. So I think that's why I was calling William James there for a while. But James, in freshman, James is someone who Yasmin has given him this look that really suppresses who James is. He looked far better before he went to Hollywood. He was wearing the nice suits and he looked really representable. And if Vasquez was around, Vasquez would smack him upside the head and go, dude, do you really know what she's doing to you, James? You're an idiot. And, I just feel like, yeah, she's really screwing James over. And as I said in the last weekly recap, or I think no, I said it at the end of this chapter this week. James has a lot of options because of the Yasmin thing. It's literally blackmail. It's literally sexual harassment. It's harassment, period. There's a lot of bad things going on there. That could really hurt Yasmin, and not in a get revenge way. It's she's hurting him. It's not right. Um, so yeah, the Diamond Wall extra on Crown of the Flame. The guy literally comes to you and he says, "Hey, yo, we're missing this extra. Do you want to come be the extra?" Diamond Wall and me. I mean, come on. There's a lot of times where you guys will give a lot of shit away. And that's one of the reasons why I keep this app going. There's a lot of times I could have said, you know what, I'm so tired of these goddamn diamond walls. I'm done. I'm done. I'm a person who is the epitome. I'm a like they say, social justice warrior. I'm a game justice warrior when it comes to pay to play shit. So I've been very lenient with the diamonds and the diamond wall because I know a company such as Pixelberry has to be lucrative and has to earn money. And they were top 25 grossing on the app stores recently because they have 10 million downloads. And I'm sure, even if just, hey, I myself have spent money on the game to get the diamond editions, to get some diamonds, to, liven up some shit, to redo some stuff because I myself want to look into these diamonds. I could easily go off and hack. I could easily go off and watch people who act. And also these people, side note, these people that cut up episodes, and this really pissed me off. I just noticed, because I just got curious. Oh, these people who take an episode that's 25 minutes long and they cut it into 3 pieces, so it's 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and 5 minutes. I mean, I get it. You want some ad revenue. I know, I know how YouTube works. That just, to me, it ruins the immersion, having to go from episode to episode to episode, and you feel like you just got in, and then it's, on to the next one, and then you hope that YouTube carries it over. It's just really, ugh. So anyway, the Diamond Wall for extra, for Crown of the Flame, I feel like, since they kind of give away, other times, where there's, like, most wanted music, or most wanted this, or most wanted little teasers, or trailers, or, things like that, that they give it away. It's like, just, ugh. And I had someone recently talk to me, and give me a screenshot of what Pixelberry said about, Crown the Flame. I have no hope for Crown the Flame! Book 2, I have zero hope. And yes, they're releasing another romance book. Hey, everybody, guess what? Get over it. There's tons of complaints coming in. We want thriller. We want mystery. You just got Crown of the Flame 2. Shut up. Or book 3. I mean, I hate to be that guy. I really hate to be that guy. But you guys, if you guys want to, I mean, maybe it's just Pixelberry doesn't have a story for it. Maybe Pixelberry is like Steam with Half-Life 3. I don't know. And trust me, I'm pissed off too. But you can't just sit there and say, well, I'm gonna hurt the gaming industry, or I'm gonna hurt you. You can't do shit like that. You have to be civilized. You have to be rational. You could do a petition online. You could start a big protest against them, and saying, hey, we really want this. We really want this. What do we need for you guys to realize we want Most Wanted too? And then, yes, it'd be nice then if Pixelberry would start a dialogue. That's one thing their developers need to do when people want something. But we're getting off of Freshman here. Next is William's logic is flawed. Sweet Jesus. I mean, pretty much his logic. What the hell? Caitlin's logic's been flawed. Chris's logic's been flawed. And now, see, I said William. Jesus. James, I'm sorry. James, his logic is just really flawed. There's so many examples, and I'm sure right now you can think of some, where it was just really dumb. He's like, well, you have to make these sacrifices when you're a writer. Yes, there's minor to kind of mandatory changes, but when you take a book and you change the whole sucker, When you change it all, that ain't you, dude. You don't realize that is no longer your creative common work. That is done. You don't even have rights to that movie now. You don't even have rights to that book. You've lost it. And I don't think he realizes that. Because literally, if he went to the director and everything right now and says, you know what? No, we're not doing this. You know what the director's going to do? Dude, is your book even a semblance of this movie? And that was one thing this chapter really captivated on, was his book is gone. His movie's gone. It's no longer his baby. It's no longer his ideas. They just screwed it all. Okay? They screwed it all. I'm not giving us the option to answer Caitlin's call. A lot of people were complaining. They actually thought that I had skipped over that. No. No one was able to. Get this. No one was able to answer Caitlin's call. I'm sorry. So, yeah. Sorry to tell you that. No one was able to answer that call. No matter what you did, you weren't able to answer that call. Feel free to prove me wrong, because I myself was not able to. Unless I'm losing my mind right now. So we went to bed, and we woke up to commotion in the living room, where James had slept. Yasmin's in the living room. She didn't immediately notice. They didn't give us really hints what was going on, but they were fighting. And then Yasmin's like, "What the hell is she doing here?" And then all hell broke even out loose more than it already was, apparently. And I don't know. I think Yasmin may have found out that we were there. Maybe started shit with James. And then, lo and behold, you come out there and you get involved. And, she didn't know what to do. Because here you are. You're real close to James. James really respects you. You may even have a relationship for some of you. But also the fact that you've come out there like you told her. And she's now, trying to be pushy with James, trying to be probably saying, it's me or her, kind of shit like that. And you can also tell the whole her trying to control him as if she's a wife. You don't know if they've had kind of a relationship going on. She sees it that way. Yasmin sure as hell sees it that way. Yeah. I mean, gold digger. Moving on, new rules of engagement. Everybody's like, so you owe me $5. Technically, it still went to Paulo. So, I like her being a badass. I really do. Especially Audrey. She would be really proud of it. But at the same time, I feel like we should have at least been given a chance. To say, I would like to continue on, or no. Yes, while that would complicate the story, and Pixelberry would have to put a little effort in to a difference of two storylines, I guess they picked the lesser of two evils. So let's put it that way. Blair not being able to say goodbye to Grace. You know my feelings. You know my feelings. While it sucks, I mean, you never want to leave. Let me put it this way with my medical shit this week. You never want to leave your loved ones in a, how do you call it? A bad place. You should always, when you leave, like you leave the house or something, if there's always been commotion, even if you're going to cool off, you should always leave with something pleasant. You shouldn't be like, you know what, screw you, F you, I'm out, die, because what happens if you or that person goes and something happens? That was the last words you had with that person. So trust me, there is a lot of people that I've heard about, and there's a couple that I know who have some regrets. I myself have such a regret that, I wish I could have stopped the person from dying. I wish I could have done anything in the world to stop that person from leaving this planet. But you know what? Unfortunately, I was unable to. So, yeah, Blair got karma. We all wanted it. We all needed it. But it sucks. And you know, maybe this week since then has changed my views a little, but you know, it's just how I feel. The king and queen issue felt like a front before they would help the main character. Um, and I kind of called it out. I was like, wait, what? You guys have been fronting me, haven't you? Um, I guess they just wanted to see if truly we at all did care about the situation or if we were tricked. And then especially if we did care about Leo. That's, of course, a huge stipulation they were hoping for. Um, and then, you know, he wanted you. So at the end of the book, as I pointed out, she needed to change outfits. Are you gonna wear this? Or are you gonna wear this? So I had picked the little black dress option, right? As I believe. And then it's like, well, we're gonna go to this casino where all the rich people are. Okay, a little black dress will work just fine. That's why it's a little black dress. It works for everything. Um, Hell, people even wear little black dresses to funerals anymore. So, not for sex appeal, just for the fact it's a funeral. Um, so with that being said, what is she gonna do? Change in the bushes? Well, like you're outside, you're by the bushes. You had that choice to go have fun with him in the maze, in the bushes, and then lo and behold, it's okay. Well, we're not gonna do that because it's a diamond choice. Um, you know, do you want to go to this casino? All right, let me go ahead and change in the bush. Would that have led to something too? Love hacks. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I saved the best for last today. Love hacks. We're exceeding our time limit. I don't care. So TJ literally had been pushing. I mean, he's pushed through the whole entire book. Let's think about it. TJ was even pushing sexual harassment and other types of harassment at that one girl that with a diamond choice would have safeguarded her from leaving and being a part of your company or not. Yes, she would have been a minor character. She would have been like, hey, or bye, or, you know, something small. But at least she would have been a part of the company with you, right? Um, so, yeah, he's really pushing at the beginning of the book. Just really pushing it. Um, so then we go to the closet. And finally we explored the closet a little, right? So we picked a really nice outfit, at least according to me, you know, what I saw fit. And a lot of other people chose the outfits too. A lot of the other people have been experimenting with the outfits, and normally it doesn't have such a huge issue. With this, it's like no matter what, we all know purple's a bad color according to, you know, it's the enemy team colors. But lo and behold, no matter what you pick, you could pick red. You could literally pick your team colors in the other outfit. And Pixelberry did not register it. That was a horrible, horrible moment. That was something that Pixelberry really needs to take a look at and say, I mean, it would very be simple in the algorithm code to say, okay, we have a choice. If the person picks a mustard dress, they get this reaction. If the person picks anything but the goddamn mustard dress, they get a normal reaction, a pleasant reaction, something better than, oh, you wore a mustard dress, okay? It was not cool with Pixelberry being colorblind. I'm sorry. That was very unacceptable, and a lot of game companies get chewed out for less. So, hopefully, um, yeah. So, for Diamonds for opening up to Ben, I literally went off script and I'm like, no, she turns around, she gives Ben a long kiss, and then turns around, and because the tea is whistling, you know, I could sit here and I feel like doing that from now on, just having a little improvisation when you're feeling it, you're in the mood, you're loving it, you're needing it, and just, yeah, it's just something that needs to happen. I just feel like improvising, and I think, you know, if you really agree, let me know in the comment section. Um, Lastly, with that prologue before the next one that's coming out today, that next chapter about Mark and Ben, and she's like, you know, you were right, Mark. You were right. No, he wasn't. Shut up. There has to be a way to save that because everybody and their mother was like, oh, Ben. No, views have seriously gone up. Enjoyment of the book has gone up since Ben has been here. Okay? People are so tired of chasing after Mark. What's it going to be? Seriously, let's think about this, okay? Can you imagine how boring as shit this is going to be? Oh, your main character falls in love with Mark. The end. Literally, the end. This is kind of like chasing Chris, the whole book. And because he had to do his Space Jam and he had to do his X that was a complete B, and resting by boxer face. Thank you, Cole. You know, it just to me was horrible. And you know, with that being said, if TJ ruins this relationship and Pixelberry does not salvage it, or Pixelberry allows the fact, oh God, and see, you know, right now you know that they can't. You know that they can't because, like I said, this goes all the way back to Nicole and rules of being able to choose to stay with the Mansing Transglobal internship or not. This goes all the way back to that. You have to go with lesser of two evils because you're Pixelberry. If it was me, I would say, okay, you know, for 20 diamonds, you work it out with Ben, you stay together. Without 20 diamonds, Ben has some thinking to do, and he may call you, he may text you, or he may never see you again. That would be me. If we're going to make it a dick move, let's at least make it something that is an option. So yeah, that's how I feel. If TJ did this, and TJ got my address, I swear to Christ. Okay, so let's just say right now, the relationship is ruined. Okay? Let's just say right now. If you don't go into work and that little prick isn't fired, I might just have to Dexter this boy. I might have to Dexter the writers of Pixelberry who did this. So if suddenly you hear some shit and you don't know who did it, just smile, just thumbs up, and just walk away. So yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much it for this week's weekly recap. Once again, I do apologize that I was a bit late on it. I do apologize, but you know, shit happens. You know, when you go into the hospital, you don't really want to go into the hospital. And like I said, during the weekend, I felt like I needed to. I should have gone. My doctor is normally not in on the weekends, so I should have gone. I should have just said, you know what, I'm feeling this way, and at least maybe it could have been a preemptive. But I was scared. I was scared. I won't lie. There's just times that you're scared that something's gonna happen, and yeah, let's just put it that way. Today it was to the point where it was beyond scared. It was, you gotta be scared, but you gotta take care of this, or this, my Fallout video would have been my last video, you know? So it puts things in perspective. It puts things, you know, it makes you think. Without further ado, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope you all did enjoy the video. Look forward to, I'm gonna try, please don't hold me to this, because like I said, I gotta get some rest. And then Pixelberry, I don't know, because people said that they were releasing the new book in place of Endless Summer, and then while they're working on Endless Summer and this whole new book, around the time Freshman's gonna be ending, they're gonna jump back on Endless Summer. Or no, Love Hacks, Love Hacks. Freshman, it's gonna be Endless Summer picks up or Love Hacks. I don't know if they're gonna continue with Love Hacks. Everybody needs to realize. Okay, so please realize, if you have stayed to this, I want you to realize, Love Hacks is now at chapter 16 this week. There's 2 chapters before it's over, folks. It's over. It's game over. And they may end it sooner. They ended Endless Summer on chapter 16. So it may be over, folks. This may be it. This may be the season finale. Will Ben come back to you? Blah, 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 blah. But they're supposed to introduce a new book. Kind of like they did with Crown of Flame with the Endless Summer season finale. So they will do a love, book to replace Love Hacks. Hopefully far significantly better than Love Hacks. Hopefully they can fix Love Hacks like they did Crown of the Flame. Because now Crown of the Flame people are enjoying. Then Freshman. Freshman, they've been ending at about chapter 18 on Freshman. So they've got 4 more chapters, because this week's 14. And then, like I said, Endless Summer is going to come back out. They're already working on it. They've already said they're working on it. So Love Hacks will be replaced with that other book that's coming out. And they also didn't say, because everybody needs to keep in mind that the small little transcript on the story is supposed to be leaning towards rules of engagement and Leo and his life as a prince. So this may just be a special edition diamond story that they have done in the past, and we all know what damn well they'll do, kind of like they did with Chris and James and Caitlin. So they may do a diamond book. So everybody just needs to calm down, let it release, see what happens, and pretty much, just woosah, do some meditation. Some of you that are getting really hot-blooded right now and protesting and everything, it's a dev company, it's a game company. If you don't like it, let them know, but do it reasonably, do it civilized. So yeah. Until next time, I hope you all stay well, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace out.